Would you pass up the opportunity to make $500,000 in about 120 days? 500K all to yourself. I passed up on it. I passed up on it intentionally because I'm thinking that far ahead. I'm thinking that long term where 500 doesn't even show up on the scale. There's too many people that think so short term and they're willing to do whatever to get whatever they want overnight. And the reason that I didn't take the $500,000 doesn't mean I don't want $500,000 in that short of time. But the reason that I didn't is because the whole story is the 42 units that we have in our contract right now that we're going to be closing in a couple months. It's a deal that we could essentially close the deal and the next day list those properties. We can close the deal in September, so 2 months from now, and the next day list those properties for $500,000 to $800,000 more than what we purchased it for. And what I could have done is just got the property under contract, bought the property, done that, and it wouldn't have taken that long. It would have sold and made $500,000. But I'm thinking bigger. When I found that property, I was looking for a property that we were going to use 1031 funds from another deal that involved other partners, and I wasn't about to cut them out of that deal because it was the best opportunity that we found. And the timeline, when you sell a property, you have 45 days to identify the property that you're going to buy. Well, we were on day like 40 when I found this property, so I got it under contract really quick. Basically notified, identified that property. In writing, I identified that was going to be the property that we were going to identify for our 1031 funds, which me doing that then allows our other partners to get in on that. This deal that we sold that makes up those 1031 funds, I own like 10% of that deal is all. I'll get to throw other cash in. I'll get to throw some of my other cash into this deal, so I'll have more, a little bit bigger chunk. But would you be able to do that? Would you be able to sacrifice in the short term to have something bigger in the long term? Because the way I look at it, like, I don't even really flinch at that. It doesn't matter to me. Me keeping that basically keeping that $500,000 on the table is going to allow me to cash in something much, much bigger, much, much greater later, because I'm keeping my partners happy. In the long run, when it comes time to make a really big deal happen, these partners that I'm keeping involved in this deal have pockets that we can partner on a $20 million deal, a $50 million deal, a $70 million deal. So it's all about doing the right thing, ethically, morally, being able to realize the longer that you keep your chips on the table, when it comes time to cash in those chips, not only are all the partners that you got involved going to be able to cash in their chips for a much larger amount, your chips, therefore, will be a much, 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 much greater amount. And so it's just being able to not get so wrapped up in the short term. It's about doing the right thing. Doing the right thing's huge, especially when you get to a level where we're starting to get to. I have a lot of entities that are essentially kind of becoming commingled in deals, and I have side deals essentially, and I have the management of all these deals, but I have to be able to look at every single thing and every decision that I make on what is best for the asset, the individual asset, and what is best for every entity and every single partner that we have versus what's just in my best interest, for myself. And I just know that staying on that track is going to ultimately be what is my legacy, and what's ultimately going to get me to where I want to be. And where I want to be is $500,000 is nothing, and it's a drop in the bucket. And it's not all about money. Once again, it's about legacy, and it's about just building something greater than myself, I guess. So that was just some food for thought tonight. I was thinking about that on my drive home. I'm like, damn, I'm giving up $500,000. I could literally have made $500,000 in I would say a 5 to an 8 month time period by basically signing some papers, not doing too much. So yeah, what would you do in that situation? Some people, they'd be fine. They think $500,000 is going to last them forever. It ain't going to last you forever. And my ethics are just too high. My ethics and my morals, and I just believe too that by doing the right thing, and this is what I've always done, is I've always just done the right thing, and by doing the right thing, more good things happen because of that. I just got a feeling that because I made that decision, it'll come back tenfold over the next 2 years. So that 500 will turn into 5 million over the next 2 years. I really, really believe that. So what would you do in that situation? I'd love to hear in the comments below what you would honestly do in that situation.